We did it again. We're painting. We're listening to music. What are we listening to? I don't know. Let's listen to Jimi Hendrix. Band of Gypsies, Bold as Love. Decisions, decisions. So, I screwed this thing up pretty damn good the other day in my condition. Got the trusty iPod. I'll figure this out eventually. Definitely not a whatever man. Whatever man. Started with gold for the mortar, but it just didn't look right anyway. So we're going with green. Seems to fit better anyway. Should talk about some stuff too. Should we talk about Pakistani gender studies again? We did that last time. And we talked about mental health. I would love to talk about is why everyone can't just get along. In fact, so I get some shit often for being the anarchist that I am, and people thinking that I'm a card-carrying Antifa member or some shit. Which, I thought about that, but then I saw what they were doing, and it's like, dude, come on. And then I even thought, oh, well, hey, and this was like, even back in like 2017, 2018, it was like, hey, these guys are acting a fool. Well, maybe they'll learn, right? And then, when the whole damn world caught on fire, it's like, oh, hey, they're gonna get it, and there's gonna be room for everybody in their message, because you can't have a community, and when I say community, I mean like this whole fucking country, you can't, whole world really, you can't have a community if you're just gonna like silence an entire portion of your community, because then you just have a fucking gulag basically, which I know a lot of people say like that's what they want. Maybe, I don't know, but whatever. But like, so I saw this shit go down, right? And then so these white kids and these black kids, and they're teaming up, and it's like, hell yeah, right on, cool. Burn that shit to the ground, fuck it. Especially Minneapolis. Sorry, man, that was fucking beautiful. But then, so seeing like last year, about maybe like June, July, August of last year, and then like you'd see like the other side. I think that's when I first started hearing more about like these Proud Boys and shit, and to me it really just seemed like they were just standing up for they were doing their part of it, and just because they weren't necessarily on the same side as these Antifa kids and stuff, that like they were still fighting the fight, just in a different way, because like, and I say this all the time, we all getting screwed. Maybe some of y'all aren't, and y'all middle management and you don't mind a little, BDSM. The rest of us don't, man. Most of us don't. But most of us are getting screwed, like completely screwed. And in my brain, in my mind, I'm thinking like, when all this shit went down, I'm like, okay, we need to all stand together, because this shit is going down. Like, this shit is going down. And I saw this coming, like the whole medical tyranny thing of it all. I really didn't think it would be this way, but whatever. You know, they have their ways. And so in my head back then, I was like, okay, you know, we need to all stand together, band together, because like I can't be the only one that sees what's going on, right? So then last year, when I started to see these other kids come on the scene, you know, and apparently they've been on the scene for a while too. You know, it's just out of my wheelhouse because, you know, I don't hang out with those guys. I don't know. Patriots and whatnot and Proud Boys and all that. And, you know, but I saw them out there starting to do their thing. It was before even the Capitol, right? And I was like, yeah, right on. You know, the rednecks are getting on it too. Woohoo! You know, maybe we could like find a way to come together, right? And then when the Capitol shit went down, like the DC Capitol, because there was a few other capitals that they went to that I just thought was fucking awesome. You know, I was like, yeah. And then to see the same people that have been like screaming for change and hope and all this shit, like going off about you're fucking traitors and treason and insurrection and oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And in my head, I'm thinking, you know, I wouldn't have done that because, you know, I'm not a Trump supporter, really. I'm not. I didn't vote for the guy. You know, I did start to come over a little bit to that side, his side, because of some of the shit he was doing right toward the very end. But it was also, I didn't pay attention to what he was doing because I just, you know, I'd already had my mind made up, right? And he's just, you know, didn't seem like the leading type. But, you know, I learned a little bit more and whatever. So I'm still not a Trump supporter, but I can totally respect someone else being that, you know? Because who am I to say who you can and can't support? And I don't think that just one person, I don't think one comment, you know, or one policy makes an entire person. You know, I don't think the guy is a racist. I don't. I never did think he was a racist. You know, I kind of bought into it right at first, but then realized no, he's not. You know, he was saying like the same things I'm saying now, basically, is there are people on both sides, you know, but they're all gonna posture. Everybody's gonna posture. Those guys way back, you know, in Charlottesville, those fuckers were posturing. You know, Antifa, they're posturing. BLM, they're posturing. You know, because you can't be like justice for all in one breath and then turn around and be like, well, we're gonna kill all the white people in the next breath. It's like, bro, what are you talking about, man? No. Calm down. Take a breath. You know. So it's infuriating to me to see, to be so freedom minded and liberty minded and love this country, and know what these kids are fighting for, you know, because it's my fight, you know. But the other side is also my fight because like we're literally all in this together, you know. And maybe like the right doesn't, I don't fit into either box. The right doesn't, you know, seem to think that, you know, my issues are a problem, you know, whatever. Pull your pants up, girl. You know, pull up yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, some of us just didn't get bootstraps, man. That's just the way it is. And some people just gotta have to, like, realize that. And it seems like a lot of the ones that I've actually paid attention to, a lot of these, you know, the guys on the right, that actually speak and talk to people on the street, like, they know that, you know, they see that. They're out there helping the homeless, you know, they understand that not everybody got the same fair shake in life, right? So, but they still are pretty critical of, you know, addiction, mental health, you know. But, you know, keep in mind that, like, that was where they came from. Those kind of people aren't really allowed to be weak. You know, those Wonder Bread white boys, corn-fed white boys, you know, they're not allowed to be weak because if you get weak, you get butt raped. I mean, basically. And we all know this, you know, unless you got money. And then, you know, doesn't matter if you're weak, you got money. You know, money is power. So you can just pretend, you know. So, but those guys are extra critical of these kids that they think are just confused about their identity, shit like that, you know. And I have, like, complete compassion for trans people, for gay people, bisexual people, you know, disabled people. I mean, like, all the isms and all the things that keep us down, right? The things that marginalize us. And then there's things that marginalize us aside from that, like there's things that marginalize all of us that have nothing to do with race, you know. And back when I was doing this shit, that's exactly what was on my mind was how do I like illustrate this where it's not hijacking the BLM movement, you know, like they did the women's movement, but that's a whole nother story. How do you explain this common struggle without playing the race card, you know? Because it really is a common struggle that has nothing to do with race. Race just ends up being a very easy card to play on both sides, you know. Um, so it just the water gets muddy, you know, and it's hard to have these conversations. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So like seeing these guys like standing up, you know, climbing up the side of the Capitol, which I still think was just a big old fucking Fed shit show. But you know, for sake of conversation, you know, I'm a little bit jealous. You know, and I think that some of those Antifa kids are too, you know. But the way I look at it really is that, you know, and I've said this before about how we all boogaloo it now, you know, and it really is big old boogaloo, and we're all fighting different parts of it, you know, like not everybody, and I don't know a lot about military lingo and whatnot, but you know, we can't all be gunners, we can't all be medics, we can't all be frontline, we can't, you know, you have to spread them out, and that's kind of what it feels like. And I don't think anybody else sees it that way, but I really do, you know. And man, to see like when can we just come together on this shit, you know, and like you know, for instance, like you take one topic, my favorite topic, fuck the police, something must be done about vengeance, a badge, and a gun. Okay? Keep it simple. And that is the real truth. And I don't care who you are, if you don't understand that corruption in our law enforcement system is not a problem, then either A, you're in on it, or B, you're not paying attention. Or, you know, you think that shit only happens on TV. Where do you think they get them ideas, bro? Like, that shit does not only happen on TV. That shit is happening as we speak in every town across the world. I mean, in every agency across the entire world, you know. There are these killer ass cops that do not care, that are using their power. Anybody, you know, not anybody, but okay, so positions of power end up attracting motherfuckers, okay? People that would abuse that power. Whether it's police, whether it's teachers, whether it's volunteers for Big Brother, Big Sister, whether it's foster parents, there are people who will absolutely take those positions of power just to exploit, you know, and abuse that power, okay? And everybody knows this. And all these white boys that are, you know, talking about back in the blue and this and that, okay, I get it. But yo ass was just hiding around the corner smoking weed, you know, in a place where it's illegal. Oh, but that's okay. Okay, well then let's have a conversation. What's okay and what isn't? You know, sometimes you gotta break a law. Well, it's not a just law. Okay, but it's arbitrarily from one state to another state where it's a law or not a law. So then you have to really dig into the meat of why do we have to follow these laws? Now, those are simple laws, but, you know,